And then we have the resolution 2023-563 on the table to authorize the investigation into Brian Nowak's actions.
Yeah, so on that, I mean, I'll lay it out right now. I'm not going to save it for later. No need to do a dog and pony show or anything. So just right now, I filed a FOIL request, got emails and everything that was sent to AGs, DOJ and all that stuff. This whole thing, I mean, it's a political witch hunt, I think. I mean, April 20th of 2022 is when the meeting took place. I was there. I know when it was. Double checked my calendar. It wasn't until April 20th, 2023 is when letters were sent, emails were sent to the DOJ, AG, U.S. Office of Special Counsel, and the county district attorney. And those letters were sent by Mark or you or?
Mark had me send them for him because he doesn't have an email. So
because on those letters that were sent, they were all on highway letterhead,
yep,
signed by Mark, but with your personal email address on them all.
Mm-hmm.
So it was sent out to everyone. You received a reply back on April 20th from the comptroller's office saying they received it and appropriate action will be taken if warranted. All right, so that was April 20th of this year.
So they gave you that FOIL already?
I got it all, yes. I got everything from the office. At least I think I got everything, but I got everything I requested,
Okay.
that I'm aware of.
Mm-hmm.
September 12th, you called for Nowak's resignation.
Mm-hmm.
September 26th, you put a resolution in censoring Nowak with bribery accusations. October 3rd, you sent us an email from the Highway Association, which flagged me. It said, hey, we'll do our investigation in addition to the district attorney's current investigation. So that flagged me to send an email on that same day on October 3rd, asking the questions of, is this currently being investigated? Was it investigated? If so, were there results? And can I see the resolution before it's put through to call for an investigation? Because if there was already an investigation, there's no need to call for an investigation. It was crickets. I got no replies back. All right. Then October.
We don't have Mark Wagner here, so I don't know.
No, these emails were to you though. This was
He
an
just
email you
emailed
forwarded
me
to us.
for that email, but I don't know what that association
I think
had.
that's irrelevant to this though, because you're the one who forwarded the email to the whole town board from the Highway Association.
Yeah, that's all. Like,
And I asked questions based off of that email,
okay.
saying, hey, was this already investigated? Is it currently being investigated? Is there, any results? Or, and also can I see the resolution before putting my name on it? None of that happened. I got no replies back with those three questions. Then October 10th, it brings us to the last board meeting. That's when the resolution was put forward, calling for the investigation. Though I had zero input on the resolution, I just tweaked the bottom part saying, hey, our police should not be involved in this. It's a conflict for them. Puts them in a bad spot. It should go straight to the county or state. That was the only change I made to that. I was all on board. Received an email earlier that morning from the DA, which I didn't read until in between the work session and the town board meeting, forwarded to all you guys. He found this matter to be closed months ago, and that was relayed to you from Chief Gould. And then he even went a step further on the 11th, the next day after the board meeting, and reached out to Mark Wagner to talk to him and closed it again, double. Just say, hey, look, your concern was that I didn't talk to him? I talked to him.
Mm-hmm. Well,
So-
nobody called or talked to me, but go ahead.
So I'm glad you said, you're right, nobody called you or talked to you, but you're on record with numerous media outlets saying you weren't aware that Chief brought this matter to the DA's attention.
That's right.
I just relayed a general statement to the chief. I didn't know he was going to the DA's office. And then you said, we're aware of the accusation in 2022 and wrote a letter to the DOJ and state AG. These are three different media outlets. You told three different things to. He also said, I'm not even sure what I told the chief is correct information. It's hearsay.
Right.
So I acquired what you're saying and found it very hard to believe that the chief didn't tell you until a week before the board meeting, before this resolution went
Less than a
forward.
week.
But let's say for the sake of argument, let's say he didn't tell you. You still let this resolution go forward that day and could have pulled it at the work session saying, hey, it's already being investigated or has been investigated. And you knew the results, that it was a closed deal with the DA's office. You didn't do that. chief even told you it's a conflict and they couldn't investigate it, that he would ask the DA to investigate it. And then he came back and told you the DA's office closed it. I asked if you asked him, to go have it investigated. You brought it up to him. He says you remember things differently than him, and he's not throwing you under the bus. I think he's being too kind, all right, to kind of not get involved, and I don't blame him because it's a hot mess and it's a political mess that was created. I think this whole thing is a witch hunt, and I said it last time. I mean, you duped me into this one, and shame on me for it. But this resolution should have never been up. It should have been pulled that morning. You should have said, whenever you found out that the DA closed this, you should have pulled this resolution, in my opinion. But that's all I got on it after, getting some foils. I'm not going to grandstand or do anything at the meeting of it. I've stated the facts here, and I'll leave it at that.
Okay, I just want to clarify a couple things. First of all, I don't know how an investigation can happen without Mark Wagner being questioned, or you, or Linda Hammer, or Brian Nowak, who was in the meeting. That never happened. You said that. Mark Wagner said that. Linda, you didn't ask anything about the DA.
No, but I think what happened was the information that was presented to the DA didn't even warrant.
I don't even know what information was presented.
Well,
to
I
him.
thought
You presented it. You're the one who wrote the letters and everything.
I didn't present it to the DA though.
You
you
presented
wrote
all
the
the letters to
letter. You wrote the
everybody.
email to them.
At DOJ,
All I did was
AG,
pass on
comptrollers.
to them, but I did it to the DA. This is the key we're talking about. The district attorney never called Mark Wagner and talked to him. And what did he investigate? I don't know. There were more to this story than a generalized statement. It was third-hand knowledge now by the time I told the chief, and the chief went to the district attorney. So things get all mixed up. That letter was not sent to the chief that Mark Wagner put together. I had called the chief. My recollection was just for advice. I didn't know that he was going to pass it on to the district attorney's office.
And it's,
He knows
I
that.
was at the meeting,
Mhm.
and I know that was third-hand information because the information that went wasn't correct. So,
There you go. That's all I was doing is, doing my job as I heard this
but why would you send something if you didn't know if the information was true?
because I wanted them to know
and
you might want to look into this, right? Pretty much.
And I'm making the assumption the DA looked into it, but
I don't know what he looked
I
into.
feel you got an answer you weren't happy with, so you took it a step further with this to make a headline to say, hey, I mean, the past 3 meetings, the headlines read, Town Board calls for Nowak's resignation. Town Board censors Nowak. Town Board calls for investigation of Nowak. These are all headlines during the campaign season, a year and a half after a meeting took place. It doesn't look good. It doesn't look good for the town. It doesn't look good for us as a town board.
It took so long, but the fact
It
is.
took so long because you sent an email a year to the date later. If you were that concerned, because you brought it up
I
when.
can't answer this without Mark Wagner.
No, but you
Just-
brought this up as an issue prior to when we were first talking about the agenda item to remove the position for financial savings. You brought that issue up saying that there was accusations of bribery, but there was no follow-up then from you or anybody else in December. There was none.
Mhm.
So if it was a concern, why wasn't it brought up then? Why during a heated race for the supervisor position for town?
Well, I think it was the fact that happened. We were looking into the fact that Brian Nowak had accused that ethics applicant about the Confederate
It's a
flag.
whole different
So
situation.
that's why it was added in the same resolution.
Totally different.
It is. So needless to say, I did not know, I still don't know till this day what the Attorney General or the DA's office investigated. I have no idea because there's a couple things that it could be, but I didn't make any accusation what I thought it was. And, I, as an elected official, and I think we all have to make sure that we're doing the right thing and not letting an abuse of power or our positions influence people to do things that they ordinarily wouldn't do. And in the end, and I wish, I'd like to talk about this later while Mark Wagner is here. I thought he was going to come. I didn't know you wanted to talk about this today.
Well, I'm just trying to
So-
not blow it up at the meeting, so I'm not accused of grandstanding or,
Well, all right,
dog and pony
this
show.
is all
So
live though, too.
we're talking agenda items, I get it done and over, and we move on at
That's
the meeting
fine.
and
Well,
address it
all right.
and
So-
vote on it.
The fact of the matter is, you're taking your name off the
No,
resolution.
I'm leaving my name on.
Okay, you're gonna
I'll leave my name on. It's tabled. Let's vote it out and go.
Mm-hmm.
Let's leave it.
so you're just gonna leave it for
We're
a
gonna
vote
leave
then?
it and we'll vote it.
All right, well, I'll decide what I want to do at the meeting then. I will encourage Mark Wagner to meet with the DA and at least tell him exactly what happened in his own words at the meeting to the DA, so a more accurate investigation can be conducted by the DA. With that said, I will pull my name from this resolution tonight because it doesn't seem like it's going to go forward anyway.
Well, I did share during the work session that the DA did say he contacted Mark Wagner on October 12th and spoke to him, and then doubled down saying that this was a closed matter.
So I am going to take my name off the resolution. Does anybody, are you keeping yours on then? You're going to go move forward. Does anybody want to replace my name on the agenda or on the resolution?
We could pull it if it's not going to go.
Well, I think we should at this point because it's not going to go anywhere.